do you have any stories of me as a kid?
Oh my God.
Embarrassing or otherwise. It could be anything that comes to mind, whether it's your big fur coats, half the paycheck, the root beer. Any funny, relatable stories, something I might not remember, preferably, but anything you got. Give me some story time.
Well, the first two that came to mind were the fur coat.
The fur coat. I don't know what made me think of the fur coat. I forgot the fur coat until just 8 seconds ago. So.
No, that's been in my mind because I'm like, you loved fur coats. I have no idea why.
I did like wearing your fur coats at 8 years old.
Yes. And the funny thing was, someone gave me a faux fur coat as a gift. We're not saying who or whatnot. And I did eventually sell it to someone else who really was excited for it. All of a sudden I feel this body against me and I'm like, who, what? And I look down and it's you. And I'm like, oh, I'm in love with this coat. I'm like, okay. He's like, you're stuck with me for the rest of the day. As long as you're wearing this coat and you're stuck with me. And then the root beer. You and I love root beer.
We do love root beer. It is the bane of my existence. It's my Achilles heel. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Oh my God. I love root beer. If I could only drink one soda for the rest of my life, it's root beer.
It's root beer.
It's root beer. But I think it was one Christmas Eve, because we always do Christmas Eve at my parents'.
Yep.
And I was like, Will, do you want some root beer? And you're like, I'm in AA for that. And I'm like, what? It was
I don't know. That might be something I said off the top of my head. You know, I like to speak without thinking sometimes. Yeah. That just might have been a spontaneous. It just popped out of my mouth, and that's what I went with.
It was so funny. But you know what one of my favorite memories is? Because you guys were talking memories on that podcast with Cousin Michael. Backyard wiffle ball down the Cape.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? What were the teams?
It was me and Dad versus you and my brother.
Okay, yep. So you and Uncle Rich versus me and Cousin Rich. Yeah. And the grand finale, it was a tie. I think that was like the best way to end it. Your dad still won't let me forget that I robbed him of a walk-off home run.
I remember that. I won't let you forget that either.
Yeah, and I was injured. It was right after a car accident. Not long after a car accident. So it was like
I remember that too. I remember Nana was in the back seat. I was sitting with Nana.
No, Nana was in the front seat with me.
Nana was in the front seat?
And you boys were in the back.
That's probably right. That sounds
right. We were going mini golf. I don't want to end on this low note. We were going mini golfing and we never went.
Yeah.
We never made it. Oh, you know what? Your brother would appreciate this one.
Okay.
There was one time we were down there, Uno. Kicked our butts 25 to like 5. I think your brother and I maybe won 5 games. And I remember he walked away after a while and I was like, you left me all alone? He's like, I'm done. I hate losing to him. It's too much.
Which is good to hear because he beats me at everything. TT beat me at absolutely everything.
You were just on a tear that day. And it was
I got luck of the cards, man. Luck of the cards. Uno has no favorites.
Yeah, that was funny. Very funny.
Well, one of my, it was funny, over dinner the other night, Jazz and I were talking about some of our earliest memories.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking of this podcast. One of my earliest memories with you, I don't know how old I was, but it was you, me, and some of your friends from college went to Fenway. And we sat in center field to see the Red Sox play the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Okay.
I figured you don't remember this.
No.
It was just you and some of your friends. You might have been dating that dude with the goatee. It might have been him.
No,
Ben, was his name Ben?
No. Oh, that's my friend Ben.
Ben. Okay.
My friend Ben from high school.
So it might have been, and I remember it was a big guy and like 2 girls, whatever. We were singing center field.
Oh, it may have been Missy and Mark and Ben and someone else.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because Missy's brother Mark is a huge baseball fan like you guys.
But I just remember telling somebody, all I want to see is a grand slam. And I don't know when in the game, they could have been lying to me for all I know. But someone hit a home run and they told me it was a grand slam. And I lost my mind.
Oh my God.
And the secret to the story is that player who hit the ball was a Red Sox player. So for that brief moment, someone in your friend group or you yourself tricked me into rooting for the Red Sox. So I will put the cherry on top of this podcast with saying, as a diehard Yankee fan, you tricked a child to be a Red Sox fan.
I may not have tricked anybody.
Minutes.
It may have
Someone did.
happened.
Someone did.
Well, it may have been a Red Sox player that hit the grand slam.
Well, it was a Red Sox player because the whole crowd went nuts. I remember that.
Okay.
But I don't know if it was a grand slam or not because they could have been pulling my leg because I was like 5. Yeah.
No, grand slams, I think we go a little more nuts for than like a 1 or 2 run homer. I don't know.
They destroyed the Rays because they were really bad back then. They were really bad back then. But it's okay.
I don't remember when this was.
The Red Sox are bad now, so that's all that really matters.
Okay. Good. Well, I'm glad you cheered for the Red Sox for a moment in time.
For a brief moment in time, only happened once, never going to happen